For this task, you'll read a passage about an academic topic. A clock at the top right of your screen will tell you how much time you have to read. You should take notes in the passage while you read. The passage will then be removed, and you will listen to a lecture on the same topic. As you listen, you should also take notes. You will be able to see the reading passage again when it is time for you to write. You may use your notes to help you answer the question. You will then be asked to write a response that asks you about the relationship between the lecture to which you just listened and the reading passage. Using information from the reading passage and the lecture, answer the question as completely as possible. Please note that this question does not ask you for your personal opinion. Your response will be judged on the quality of your writing and on the completeness and accuracy of the content. Many like to drink wine and of course are eager to hear current research suggests that drinking it can lead to health benefits. But before we all dash to the store to get our next bottle of wine, let's take a closer look at some of the claims made in the new study. First of all, the study claims that drinking moderate amounts of wine can lead to a noticeable reduction of 30% in the deaths of middle-aged men in eastern France. One problem with this study is it only looked at middle-aged men in France, all of whom had the statistical element of age, gender, and nationality in common. Because it did not get a random selection of individuals, men and women, young and old, the results of this study cannot be projected to the population of France as a whole, and certainly not to other populations of people living in other countries. Second of all, the study also claims that those who drink 2 to 3 glasses of wine each day experience a 35% reduction in death rates from cardiovascular disease. When comparing the two groups of middle-aged men, the study compared the non-drinkers and heavy drinkers to those who drank moderate amounts of wine. The problem is the study is not able to rule out other variables such as other foods and exercises, which may also have had an effect in reducing the heart disease rates among the wise drinkers. For example, it may be possible that abstinence of red meats and a regular routine of exercise among the one group were additional reasons other than drinking wine, which may have made the one group healthier than the other. Finally, let's address the claim that those who drank 2 to 3 glasses of wine had an 18 to 24% reduction in death rates from cancer. Even the study itself admitted that this was speculation. And because the study did not randomly draw from the population at large, the results cannot be projected to the population as a whole. And let's be honest, we do not even know what causes cancer in most cases. And we certainly do not know definitively if drinking moderate amounts of wine has a role in preventing the deadly disease. But do not get me wrong. That the study appears to suggest that drinking wine has some health benefits is encouraging. But we will need to do more in-depth studies over an extended period of time, especially drawing randomly from the population at large, before we will know for sure what the health benefits of drinking wine are. So, raise your glass to that. Read the question below. Use the remaining time indicated to plan and write your response. Your response will be judged on the quality of your writing, as well as how well your response presents the points in the lecture and their relationship to the reading passage. Typically, an effective response consists of 150 to 225 words. Summarize the lecture explaining how it calls into question the points made in the reading passage. Pause the video to begin writing your response now.
Hi there, Alec, and this is Michael from OTC, OnlineTOEFLCourse.com, and thank you for completing the integrated writing practice test. I just played the reading and the lecture at YouTube from a YouTube audience so they can actually appreciate the master of a writer that you are. This was a really nicely organized, complete, accurate response to that integrated writing task. So let's take a look at what you wrote, and you are pretty close to 30 on this, so let's read it. The reading passage discusses the findings from the recent study. I would probably change this to A because you're introducing it for the first time. From a recent study conducted by Dr. Renaud and his colleagues at the University of Bordeaux. While the writer believes that this study proved that French people are healthy due to wine drinking, I don't think you need the article there. The lecturer disagrees and casts doubt on the claims made in the article. First, the writer explains that the study by Renaud et al. Was conducted on a middle-aged, I'm going to put on middle-aged men, not just one person here. Let's make this plural. And notice how you use the word the, right? The goes back to a recent study. So notice when it's second mentioned, we use the article the. When it's first mentioned, we use a. It says, according to the author, moderate wine drinkers from this study had death rates reduced by 30% when compared to the non-drinkers and heavy drinkers. However, the lecturer challenges this claim because the study subjects were not randomly selected from the different, I would put from different age, gender, and ethnic groups. Good. So we don't make anything plural until we get to groups. For these reasons, the speaker claims that findings from the study cannot be extrapolated to the whole population in France, and especially not to the whole world population. Okay, let's go to the next paragraph. Second, the author contends that the study demonstrated a 30% decline in the death rates from the cardiovascular disease in the group of men who moderately consumed the wine. Conversely, the speaker rebuts this claim by providing several examples. For instance, he remarks that other confounding factors, such as a healthy diet or, I'm going to get rid of this comma, or a regular exercise could have caused the better cardiovascular health among the test subjects. How about this? Let's use the word improve, maybe is a little bit better word. Therefore, the speaker believes that there is no sufficient evidence that the wine drinking reduced the rates of cardiovascular diseases. Lastly, the reading points out that the moderate wine consumption resulted with, you're introducing this for the first time, this particular statistic, right? So with a 18 to 20% reduction in the death rates of cancer. On the other hand, the speaker argues that it is only a speculation that the wine decreased the risk of cancer, since the results of the non-randomized study cannot be projected to a whole population. Moreover, nice transition word, by the way, he states that the causes of cancer are usually unknown, and it couldn't have been concluded based on this study that drinking a wine is beneficial for cancer. In conclusion, the lecturer thinks that although the moderate consumption of wine might have been beneficial for the health, the long-term studies with the randomized test subjects are needed to provide a definite proof for this claim. Wow, that was beautiful. I like the introduction. You kind of juxtapose the main point from the reading along with the main point from the lecture. I like your use of transition words to help connect the different paragraphs together. In each paragraph, you explain, for example, reading point 1 with listening point 1. Then you have reading point 2, listening point 2. You have reading point 3, listening point 3. Then you have your conclusion. So everything is organized, is complete, and it is accurate. So I'm looking at the rubric right now. I don't see how this is scored lower than 5. If anybody YouTube objects to my analysis and evaluation of this particular essay, let your thoughts be known. Put some comments below the video. But 5 says a response at this level, it successfully selects the important information from the lecture and coherently and accurately presents this information in relation to the relevant information presented in the reading. You did that. The response is well organized. Exactly. And occasional language errors that are present do not result in inaccurate or imprecise presentation of content or connection. Exactly. How many errors did you have? Not many, right? So you had problems with man versus men. You had that one problem. You had maybe 3 or 4 problems with articles. Either you're putting them when they're not needed, or you're putting the instead of a, or a instead of the. But none of that results in inaccuracy or imprecise presentation of content or connections. What does this mean? This is the best integrated writing practice test I have read this month. I think that's exactly what this means. This is a 30 out of 30. This is 5 points out of 5. really well organized. So great job, Alec, on a really nicely structured essay. You will definitely get a very high score on that writing section, right? So I know and you know you can control the integrated writing task. So just focus a little bit more on that independent writing task and let's do it. I think you can get 30. Believe that. I really believe that.